to the horse corner. I have found my whimsy one more time. BreyerFest is over, sadly, but the whimsy lives on. On advice of counsel, I have dressed up for my BreyerFest haul video. I love this year's theme so much. You guys have at this point probably heard me talk about that, so I won't drone on too much, but I found it within my soul to dress up one more time. So here we are, we're doing BreyerFest in midsummer attire, at least the haul video. So if it wasn't already obvious, this is gonna be my BreyerFest haul video. I have done so much BreyerFest content already that I don't really feel the need to give a super big introduction to this video. If you want to hear about my experience or my pre-BreyerFest thoughts and plans, there's videos for that. If you want to hear a day-by-day breakdown, I did Tales from Fest again on Instagram. There's so much everywhere. This video serves purely to show y'all the loot, the goodies. So BreyerFest was amazing. You all are spectacular. I had the best year ever. But we're not going to talk about that in this video. It's been talked about ad nauseum elsewhere. This is for the ponies. So without further ado, I'm going to show you first things that are not ponies, ironically. But as normal, I have portioned this video out into a few different sections, categories of purchase or model. And so we are first going to start with things that are not model horses. Well, that's also like not super true because we're going to start with my Flinka shadow box. And as I show you this, I am going to pan to a clip where I show you everything that went into this. So goodies and stuff that are in here that I can't really show you now because they are affixed to the box. So I'm going to run that clip right now. Okay, so here we are to just briefly go over all of the knickknacks and goodies that I got before I make my shadow box Flinka, because I like to get that done as soon as I can to get this stuff organized, and I know it's going to be a while until I film my haul video, so here we go. So this was my Flinka that I used as a signing model. I made a big mistake this year and I forgot this girl at the house when I went to the social media meet. I should have brought her in the morning because I went right from the horse park to the Clarion. So I had to do some collateral damage the Sunday of BreyerFest and try to get as many people to sign her as I could. So I got all of my friends to sign her, but I didn't get all of you guys. So she is a little bit naked this year. I might end up just like drawing on her a little bit with Sharpie to fill her out, like give her some flowers a little bit more, because I forgot her. So she didn't get very many signatures, which is a bit of a bummer, but you know what, if that's like the biggest thing I forgot all of BreyerFest, I think we're doing like pretty okay. Okay, so we're just gonna go through things in piles because there are so many things. I'm gonna organize kind of as we go too, because I just have a couple piles of stuff. But we'll start with some stickers. These were Patrick stickers. They were themed for this year. They even say BreyerFest 2026, which is so cute. And he has flowers in his mane in both of these stickers. Those were at Patrick's stall, which was cute. I've got just a few of my own stickers. I will probably only put one in my box, but this is all I had left over. So that's pretty darn good. This is a bookmark made by my friend Rachel. She was handing these out as well, which is such a cute idea and super cute. Love. I got a few Nan 2026 stickers. Hilarious, amazing, wonderful. Those will definitely all go in the box. So they're going to go in the sticker pile. Here's Lucy. This is an IEA sticker. This I will actually probably donate to my show series to use as a doorbuster, part of a doorbuster bundle. I wanted to get these this year because I didn't last year. I got like one last year. I got Fish signed by Will. But I wanted to do more of these this year because I had more time, which was excellent. So this is Athena and then signed by Amanda. This is a Patrick postcard with the Midsummer 2026 Patrick art, so adorable. This one is not signed, but this was the Gotland Pony. Oh, it is signed. Just kidding. It's signed on the back. The Gotland Pony postcard. This was a pamphlet on the Icelandic farm, where the portrait horse came from. These are like cat tattoos, I think. I honestly forget who gave these to me, but they're so cute because cats. Oh, and then this, okay, I'm glad I found this. This is not going in the shadow box, obviously. This is a print from Sasha Ferris of Secret Garden, who I recently bought the model of recently. And I wanted to get one of these really bad because I have a frame that's waiting for this to go in it upstairs. So I'm glad I found this. Okay, moving on to pile number 2. We have the Midsummer Fair pin, which will be part of the shadow box. And we have the Midsummer Fair magnet, which will be part of the shadow box. And we've got a whole bunch of stickers, it looks like. We've got this little mule guy. Ta-da. We have this guy who was done by my friend Hallie, so I will definitely put him in the shadow box for sure. This is this really beautiful sketch by Morgan Mare Studios. She was giving these out at the social media meet. She did original artwork inspired by all of the special runs, which is really cool. This beautiful like sunset horse. Most of these I got at the social media meet, and I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly who gave me what. This is the Deluxe Collector Club stablemate for this year. So Breyer was handing these out in the Collector Club tent, which was cool. This guy's from Infinity Breyers, obviously. This is her little character in a flower crown. Adorable. And then this was Pink Pony Studios or Emma's Dollar Horse sticker for BreyerFest 2026. This was such a cute idea. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that makes sense. Like, I should have predicted that this was going to be a thing because that is like right up her alley and it's so cute. Speaking of dollar horses, this is a little like unpainted dollar horse that somebody was giving these out. I don't remember who. Actually, I think one of my friends grabbed these and then just gave one to me. But that's going in the shadow box for sure. This is from the IEA table as well. This is just like a little keychain. That'll probably get donated to my show series. A duck. I have so many of these ducks on my shelves already because they're just a thing right now. But this one's sparkly, so maybe he'll find a home. And then we've got more postcards. Another Patrick postcard, adorable. The actual like Breyer Patrick postcard. Another Athena. Okay, so maybe one of the Athena ones, the signed Athenian lady ones, will get donated because I have 2. So Cash. This one's not signed, but Cash. Pixis. I will like treasure this one because I fell in love with Pixis at BreyerFest, and I'm obsessed with him. So this one will be staying with me. This one will probably go in the shadow box, actually. Oh, this is a duplicate, so this one can get donated as well. This was the Gotland Pony. We already saw this. Okay. This is the Icelandic portrait horse. I did grab like the flyer, but I didn't. This is the Breyer postcard for him. And then the Breyer postcard for Mr. Shining Gun, who was gorgeous in person. Oh my gosh. And his model's beautiful too, but he was so pretty in person. And then at his table at the Barnes, they had these Orin Mixer prints. I think this is actually a card. It's a card, but this is an Orin Mixer print. So I might actually just hold on to this or find somewhere to put it in the horse corner because it's really pretty. I don't actually have any Orin Mixer like prints or artwork besides the stuff on the backs of their boxes. So that was really cool. All right, and then I wanted to give this its own feature, but this is a mini hobby horse. It is literally like smaller than my hand, done by Midwest Hobby Horse, I believe. I will put their tag on the screen. So I honestly didn't really plan on purchasing this. I frankly didn't know it existed. And on Saturday night, I know, string. On Saturday night, the owner of this business tagged me on a post, on Instagram. I'm just gonna let Cookie sniff it while we look at it. Oh, do you love it? Do you love it? You can't have it. He loves a stuffy. You can't have it. You have stuffies. You can't have this one. Oh, Cookie really likes it. Okay, so Midwest Hobby Horses are Cookie approved. He loves it. I think he wants it to be his, but it's not. I'm sorry. But the owner of this company tagged me in a post on Instagram and was like, hey, the mini ones are so small and cute, it would look great in your Flinka shadow box. And I said, you're correct, it would. And I went and I bought it. So there was one that was like the gray dun color, and then there was like a regular dun fjord color. But I thought this one looked a bit more like Flinka than the regular dun color. But the detail on this is just like so beautiful. I don't quite know how you make like cloth look shaded like this. I have no idea, but it's so cute. And she was absolutely right. Like, look at how small it is. Like, it will go so well in the box with Flinka. So anyways, I wanted to give that its own feature because I thought that was a really fun story. And then I did pick up a few friendship bracelets from you guys. I think this trend has maybe slowed down like a little bit. We're trading all different kinds of trinkets now versus just friendship bracelets, but I did come home with a few of these, and they're very fun. One of them says Team Glossy, one of them says Happy Plastic, or Yay Plastic, which is fabulous. So Flinka will wear these in her shadow box, and it's still fun to get some, even if it's not like as big as it was a few years ago. And then as far as like programs and stuff, I got a fan from the Stone Spooky Pirate sale that they had, the artisan sale. And I just thought that the graphic was really cool on this, so I will probably destroy it and just keep the graphic for the shadow box. And then there was Lexington Visitor's Guide. I always grab this in case that there's like a map or something to get out of this for my shadow box. I came home with a bunch of programs. I frankly don't know how that happened. There were programs in like every single one of my bags. So this is the one that's going to get torn up, cut up to go in the shadow box. And then this was in the visitor center. So this, I think, just happens to have BreyerFest featured on the front of it, but it's all things Lexington and the horse park. So again, figured there's probably going to be some good stuff for the shadow box in here. And then I only came home with one Nan program, so I will not be cutting this up. I will be keeping this fully intact, which is a bit of a bummer because there is some stuff in here that I would have loved to have cut out for the shadow box, but I think I will have plenty to work with. This aside, I would rather have one that's completely intact because my 2024 completely intact copy is right there. So I like to have one that is not blemished at all. So I will keep this one intact. And then speaking of Nan, in our Nan goodie bags, we had these beautiful little bookmarks. I'm hoping to put that in the shadow box as well. And then I've got my 2 name tags from the weekend. This was my judging name tag from Nan, and then my Collector Club name tag from BreyerFest. And then I thought this was really cool. I haven't actually opened it yet, but these were getting handed out at the social media meet, and it's just like this whole little goodie bag of things. It looks like there's a bracelet, maybe a sticker, and then a mini hand-painted canvas, which is really cool. And I haven't opened it yet. Hi, Lucy. It looks like Lori Rogers made these. So thank you, Lori. These are so cute, and this is like such a generous little goodie bundle to be giving out. Same with this. This is beautiful. This is by Saddlebrook Stables, and this is like an adorable little goodie bundle. I remember seeing these featured like online before the event, and I did not realize she was just going to be handing these out at the social media meet, but this is like a super generous, cute little bundle. It looks like it's got a sticker, maybe, a bracelet, a pin. It's very cute, and the colors are adorable. And then I'm going to try to fit this in the shadow box, but we'll see. This is like the medallion part of a Nan plaque from a while ago. Basically, they were giving these out as like trivia prizes. I was the answer to one of the trivia questions. So, as a consolation prize, they gave me this. So it was funny, and Lucy apparently likes it quite a bit, and I'm gonna try to fit it in the shadow box. And I think that is everything. I tried to kind of put it all into different piles, but like, as you can see, you come home from BreyerFest with so much stuff, so many things to make a little shadow box or scrapbook or whatever you do, and to entertain your cats for hours, apparently. So there it is. And we're bringing it back. Here she is, all complete and done. This was a challenge because the box was so small, and I knew going into this year that it was going to be that way. And so this year, I was unfortunately not able to fit the plush into the box, which I normally do. My plush every year normally goes into my shadow box, but in order to make the shadow box the way that I wanted it, I could not fit the plush into it. So, no plush. But of all the plushes to be like loose and free, how cute is Blom? I love her and her little flower crown and ribbons. She's so cute. So, not mad about this development at all. The shadow box turned out great. I love Flinka. I think she was a great celebration horse. The model execution by Breyer was excellent. So no gripes here. I'm glad to have another year of a BreyerFest shadow box, another year of in-person BreyerFest. Again, I talk about it so much elsewhere, so I'm not getting into it in this video. Can you tell that I'm like trying to convince myself that that's a good idea? Self-control. Blom's gonna stay with us, I think. She's just gonna hang out. So let's get into the actual goodies. So before BreyerFest started, we had North American Nationals, or NAN 2026. So I have my NAN program, which was lovely. My business, CWS Model Horse Shows and Designs, sponsored quite a few classes for NAN, so it was really cool to see us in the program as a sponsor. And we also purchased an ad in the program, so both of those things in here is really, really cool. And then, if you show at NAN, you win these, which are NAN rosettes. And I've got a bag of them, but I pulled one just for an example. These are the top 10 NAN rosettes. So if your model horse is a top 10 in the country for its respective category, it wins a rosette. And if it is second place in its specific category for out of the entire country, or all of North America, or out of whoever shows up to show at NAN, you get a silver plaque, or medallion, or cookie. So if you are second place out of everybody at NAN, you get silver or reserve. And if you are first place, or the national champion, you get gold, or first place. So national reserve champion, national champion in a specific category. So I came home with several of these guys in each color, which was super fun. I just pulled these as examples to show like what you win. The artwork is really cool on these. They had a hobbyist sculpt the horse. The only thing I will say that I didn't quite like as much for the 2026 medallions as I did for the 2024 is that it doesn't actually say what this is for. It doesn't say like North American Nationals or anything on it, which the ones from 2024 did. I love the ones from 2024. It was going to be really hard for anything to top that for me. They have 4 horse heads, and they have this beautiful frame, and it just like was going to be really hard to top that for me. But these are lovely, and they have a really pretty like dark wash over them too, so you can see like the details of the sculpture, which is really pretty. So that was Nan 2026. Oh, hang on. You also got a purple one if you volunteered. So I judged, and so I got a purple one. My goal was to get one of every color, and you have seen, the gold one died, but you've seen all of the colors now. So thank you, NAMSA. It was so fun. Okay, and then I got several things from Breyer at BreyerFest that are not models. Starting with this bag that's holding all of the other stuff for this section. This is a super cute canvas tote bag with one of the variations of the BreyerFest Midsummer Fair logo. I also got the crew neck that you saw me wear in my experience video. I don't have it down here because it's clothes. But I did get it, and it has the same logo on it, and it's super comfortable and warm, and the cut is like so cute. So I love like tan beige bags and clothing, so I just loved like the canvas look of this bag. I love a canvas bag, and this version of the logo is so cute. I was like pretty much gonna get anything that had it on it. So I got the bag. Okay, and if you have watched these videos for any length of time, you know that I every year get the Gray Fox pottery piece that they do for Breyer. It's been a mug the past couple of years, but I do have a bowl from them. I think it was from 2024. So I will always get this. I think that their pottery is beautiful, and they pick the themed colors, which is so cute. And I limit myself to buying only BreyerFest mugs because I have so many mugs. This is the only new mug I will allow myself to spend money on this entire year. So, just the BreyerFest mugs. I have too many. The rest of them, like, and at some point I'm gonna run out of room for even the BreyerFest ones. So, for now, I buy these every year, and I don't see that changing, so. Okay, now we move on to actual BreyerFest. I came home with a couple of programs, but I do like to keep one like completely intact, and then I typically donate a few or give a few away to friends who didn't get to come in person, and then I typically end up cutting one up for the shadow box, which I did this year. So I like to have one just for myself completely intact, so that is what this copy is. Oh, and then this is my diorama contest ribbon. So, ta-da! It's very cute. Another little Breyer rosette. I keep these. I don't keep all of my rosettes. I keep the Breyer ones, so I'm excited about this. Okay, and then this one is really special. I saw an ad on Facebook maybe like a week or two before BreyerFest, and it was someone that was doing commissioned cats, 1/9 scale cats. Her name is Michelle Weston of Perfectly Equine Creations, and Michelle had painted several cats, and obviously I love cats. My mom also loves cats, and my mom's birthday is coming up, and so I thought, how cool would it be to get a cat that looked like her cat done? And there was oh my gosh, I just realized she sent a sticker, and it's a tuxedo cat sticker. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. It just like fell out of the packaging. There was a tuxedo cat in her lineup of pre-painted cats that she was selling, and I tried to get him, and I was second in line by about 15 seconds. And Michelle sent me a message saying, sorry you couldn't get that one, but I have a few blanks and I would be happy to do a commission for you instead. If you would like a tuxedo cat, I can do a tuxedo cat for you. And I said, yes please, that would be excellent. And so I sent Michelle pictures of my mom's sweet boy Domino, and she commissioned this, so it's a custom commission piece of Domino. And he, not that you can probably see him, but this little tiny custom cat looks just like him, to the point where Domino was feral, and when he was taken in by the person that found him to be neutered, they clipped his ear, the top of his ear. It's very common they do that to designate which ones have been spayed, neutered, and which ones haven't. So he is missing just like the little tip of his ear. And Michelle nicked the tip of this little model cat's ear off to mimic Domino's ear. So just like the little minute details like that on this guy are so sweet. She got all of his markings just right. He's got like only one pant is what I like to say. He doesn't wear pants. He has one white leg and the other leg has black on it. So she just got him just right, and this is going to be my mom's birthday gift this year, along with some other stuff, but he is the main feature. So little Domino and his sticker and his packaging are my mom's birthday gift, but I wanted to show him in the haul because I did pick him up at BreyerFest, and he was part of a BreyerFest sale, technically. So cute. Ridiculous. Okay. We are getting a little bit more into the nitty-gritty now. I have a lot of performance stuff that I purchased, and we are going to go through that, and then we will get to the models. So I have this kind of insane idea in my head that I want to get into mini performance in 2027, like stablemate scale performance, and so everything in this box is that. So it's hard to kind of show it because it's so small, and some of this I already had. Like I have these barrels, I already had those, but I purchased what is essentially a starter kit for mini performance showing. I had these cones before. Here are some tiny flower pots, some more tiny flower pots. We have some pole bending poles that stand. Oh, well, they stand. Got some green and white striped poles. We've got a bunch of red, white, and blue striped poles, as well as some just like white poles, if you hunters jumpers, I guess. The really cool thing, the thing that I thought was the most cool, was this jump. So it is a very pretty set of standards, flowers, and then you've got the poles to go with it. Then everything else I had before, but there is a jump number, another pole bending pole. We have a trail bridge, which again, all the Western stuff was mine previously. I've just kind of put it all into this box so it came out. But yeah, with this stuff, I mean, I can probably come up with hunter jumper, dressage, trail, games, pleasure, like a chunk of the classes. So I was really happy with this. So mini performance props, I guess. I got this like coupe style piece for jumps. This is so multi-purpose. This can be a cross-country jump. You can put it with some filler under a couple of natural standards, and it can be used for hunters. I jump coupes with my hunter all the time. So I'm gonna stain it because it's just like a balsa wood, it seems, and then it can do whatever it needs to do. I got these standards mostly for fun because I like the hanging pots. I don't know that I'll actually use these. They're like a little bit smaller than traditional scale, so I would have to like probably use a pony model, but I have newsworthies and I just thought they were really cute, and I will also stain just this raw wood. I thought it would be like a nice fun project, and maybe I'll use them. We'll see. A set that I will definitely use are these really cool horse, I'm losing my jump cups, but really cool horse head standards. I thought that these would make a really neat jumper jump. I've seen standards just like them, and they're really cool looking, and I think they would look really nice with my green and black poles to make a nice jumper jump. So I'm excited about these. I think these are my favorite jump item that I bought in Kentucky. Okay, and then I bought this driving whip, which might not seem that exciting, but I promise it is, because it has wire in it. And so performance showers, you know that means that you can position it any way you want it, and positioning whips is kind of one of the banes of my existence in driving classes, so you can do that. or you can bend it in, have her hold the tail like that, and it stays like quite a bit better. And you can do some really cool like motion poses with it, should you choose to do that for whatever reason. So I'm really excited about this. I have a lasso that is the same concept, and I got a lot of compliments on it at the Open show, which I thought was really nice because I don't use it very often, but I did at the Open show, and I got like 4 or 5 compliments on it because with the wire in it, it can show motion more than just twine. So I'm excited to have a whip that has kind of the same concept built into it. And then I finally got one of these balloon props for the balloon game Gymkhana class or games class. I had seen some of these before, but I'm so picky about colors that I hadn't bought one yet because one, I wanted the base to be wood and not white. I know, it's crazy. And I wanted the colors of the balloons to be either more muted or pastel, not like bright red and whatever. And so this was perfect. So I did finally get one of these, and I'm excited to put together an entry for it. So here it is. Aware that that's insane, but here's the thing. If it's customizable, get it the way you want it. Oh, I also got this beautiful Studio Mare Western saddle pad. I really needed like a nice casual working thick pad like this. I have a show pad that has like bling on it, but my only other working pad is like not super nice. It's kind of just a piece of fabric, but this is a really, really pretty structured like felted Western pad, and it's in my colors, and so that's how I knew that I had to have it. But I'm really excited. I showed with it at the Open show and I thought it looked beautiful. And I got a working equitation barrel. I'm really, really happy with this. I think working equitation is so cool, and it's something that I have learned a lot more about through doing performance. And so I'm excited to have like more than one option for a working equitation obstacle class entry. So that's really cool. And then it of course came with its stick, and then a stick for the balloons. So that is all the performance stuff that I got in Kentucky. I really did not need any more tack or any more dolls, so I was kind of just like looking for fun props to where I could like improve entries or do a different type of entry in some of the classes that I've been showing, like a more competitive entry or just like an entry that I like better with a different prop or obstacle or what have you. And especially these, my jumper standards are not great. My hunter standards, beautiful, love them. My jumper ones, little janky, so these are perfect. And yeah, I didn't really have a performance shopping list. I just went where the wind took me, and I'm really happy with this. This is super fun, stuff that I can like customize and make my own, and then also just some really good like staple pieces. So I'm really happy with this. All right, are you ready for the horses? I don't know if I am, to be honest. So just as my annual disclaimer, I'm an adult. I have an adult job. I went to school for many years to be doing what I do now. I choose to spend some of my hard-earned money on plastic horses every year. I do so responsibly. I do so knowing that these are plastic horses and that there are much more important things to spend your money on, like your health and your real animals, your house, your well-being, all of those things. All of those things are taken care of, and I choose to go to Kentucky and, again, have a little bit of fun. Maybe more than a little bit of fun. BreyerFest is only once a year. But all of that to say, spend responsibly, work hard, and buy what you love, honestly. Everything that I'm about to show you guys, I'm super excited to have in my collection, in the corner. I'll talk about strategy and why I bought certain things a little bit, because I think that's fun. I always like to plan like what I'm going to go for and what I'm going to try to do beforehand. I'm not a spontaneous person. But just a disclaimer, have a healthy relationship with your spending and your collection, and prioritize things that need more priority above plastic horses. That is all. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is so cool and so totally different from everything else that we're going to talk about this entire video. It's not Cookie, but here he is. I love you so much. There's no room for you though. This was an idea that was birthed in the car on the very treacherous snow-filled road trip home from Breyer Midwest 2026. And she came to be springtime of 2026, but I debuted her at BreyerFest. And so she's getting a feature in my BreyerFest haul. And that is this incredible Tiffany Purdy custom portrait of my horse Ribbit. Endless millions of thanks to Tiff. She knows how much I love this horse and how much this horse means to me, but still, this is her, and she is a Roxy body with an Iticus head, and quite literally, this is how Ribbit is built, if you have ever seen her. She is a Belgian warm blood, but sometimes I question whether they actually put the Belgian warm blood on the trailer or if they like snuck me a quarter horse, because she's built just like this. Her chest is super wide, her neck is short compared to the rest of her body. She does have a resculpted neck. This is not the Roxy neck or the Iticus neck. Tiff gave her a new neck because we could not find a model horse that had the right neck for Ribbit because her neck is so short. And the cool thing about this horse is that her mane comes off. So she has magnetic manes. This one is obviously hunter braids. She does also have a longer, loose mane, and she's a performance horse. She's meant to be a performance custom. I showed her in performance at the Open show, and I'm going to get to do so again at least once the rest of the year. I do show under Tiff a lot, so I won't be able to show this custom at every show, but she should always be able to do BreyerFest and at least one or two others throughout the year. But Tiff got my horse to a T. It is astounding, even down to her having a little bitty belly spot on her belly that Ribbit has. And Ribbit has lipstick on her bottom lip, there's what I call it, and Tiff got that as well. Like, just her marking is perfect. And Ribbit's marking is mapped, and Tiff was able to map her little blaze. So she's perfect. I have no notes. It is so cool to have both of my real horses exist in model form and in model forms that I get to show performance with. So I loved this idea. My goal was always to show performance with my Smooch, who is my DAH Stone. But now to have both of them and to be showing performance with both of them is so cool and incredibly meaningful. And like, just look at this color. Like, this is literally my horse. Like, she could just like canter off the table and I'd be like, there she goes, you know? So she's very special. I love her, and she gets to be a part of this haul because I have not shared her yet. Okay, and because it is actually the smallest section, we are going to start with my Clarion horses. So my original plan was not to have any Clarion horses. My plan was to not have any pickups for myself or for others, and really not to do any Clarion shopping until Sunday night, and you will see why. My plan was really not to do much shopping at all until Sunday night, and I was really, really good. I was really, really good. Normally there wind up being like one or two things that I see on the internet before BreyerFest that I wind up picking up, and normally I have that goal, but I cave. I was really good this year. I did cave, but I'll show you why. The why will become abundantly clear at the end of the video, actually, but it will be, it will make sense, I promise. Except for one. One was spontaneous. Anyways, so Clarion Purchase 1. I picked up this beautiful copy of Glossy Astrid from my friend Hallie. Hallie shared that she was going to be selling her copy of this girl as part of her OF collection purge, and I have been wanting one. I Wish that I would have selected glossy when they originally did this release. I was in the Premiere Club, but I selected matte. And don't get me wrong, I do like my matte girl, and she is a good little show pony, but I like the glossy better. And I think I was misled because I do typically like gray horses better in matte, but she really is so much more of like a dynamic gray dun color than just like a flat plastic, you know, unpainted glossy horse. So I have been wanting one in gloss, and Hallie's is so lovely, has a bunch of Nan cards, and of course Hallie's a friend of mine. So I knew that I wanted one of these at BreyerFest, and Hallie listed hers before, and I said I will take it because I was gonna be looking for one anyways. So that worked out splendidly, and here she is. My second Clarion purchase is where you may start to notice a trend. This is hot cocoa. Hot cocoa, besides the glossy version of Astrid, was the only large run fjord pony that I was missing. She was the like winter limited run pony that comes out around the holidays, and she was immensely popular. Normally those runs don't sell out super fast, and I was planning on buying one, but because I didn't buy her like the first few hours she was available, I missed out on her. And I had never really like officially put her on my ISO or like tried to find one until this BreyerFest. And I actually bought her from my friend Angie, who also had her listed before BreyerFest. And I'm really glad I saw Angie's ad. It was just a right time, right place, because I know these went like hotcakes even still. She's just kind of an enigma where she's not a super limited run, but she's really popular, and I think a lot of people were like me and missed out on her and want her now. So I was really happy to be able to buy Angie's from her. It's a beautiful copy. Her shading is really nice. I hadn't really looked at one of these up super close yet because obviously I didn't own one, and she's so pretty. So I'm really happy to have her. And so those are my two Clarion pickups. My third Clarion purchase is Shalimar, who is a connoisseur on Pam. And she's the last connoisseur that I was really gunning for. There are a few others that maybe I would like to have someday, but she was the last one that I like really wanted. Shalimar was a complete spontaneous buy on literally day one. I think it was like before Nan had even started. On Monday, I had bought this horse. I bought her from my friend Alexis, who was selling her, listed her on Facebook, but was selling her in her Clarion room. And I saw the ad, Nan, Monday morning, and I was like, I have no self-control. I'm in Kentucky. I'm having a good time. I would like this horse. So I bought her. I'm really happy with her. She and my Storm and my Assam are like my dynamic OF Arabian trio. Like those are my personal top 3 OF Arabians that exist. And I own all of them now, which is really cool. And I added 2 of them this year and 1 last year, and I just love them. I could never buy another Arabian the rest of my life, and I would be happy because I love these 3. I love those 3 so much. So this is Shalimar. I'm thrilled to have one of these girls now. And again, the last connoisseur I was really hunting down, which is a really fun milestone too. So thank you, Shalimar, for that, I guess. Okay, so you've seen all of my Clarion haul now. Those are the only 3 models that I bought, and then all of the performance stuff. So that was it. And now we are getting into horses I bought from Breyer. We're going to start, obviously, with the star of the show. This is Flinka, Corgi Hill Flinka, the celebration model for this year. So Flinka is wearing her blankie that Eleanor and I made at Eva Matthews' hobby information booth, kind of pseudo workshop. It was so fun. Eva had a bunch of different fabrics you could pick from, and then obviously the different strings that you needed for the different pieces of the blanket. it was so much fun, so easy to do too. I think I made mine in like 30 minutes and it's pretty done. But I think it looks super cute on Flinka. It's obviously midsummer themed with the doll horses and the fabric and the flowers. As long as the celebration horse is on a mold that I collect, I unbox one and I keep it in my personal collection or show string. I don't know if I'll actually show this horse or not. She could. I don't see any reason why she couldn't, but she is more importantly just a part of my conga of this mold, and she's gonna wear her blankie, I think, like indefinitely because it's really cute on her. So here is my out of box collection piece Flinka. Okay, and then I only got one ticket, all access ticket this year from Breyer, and that meant that I only got 2 special runs. I'll let you guys in on a secret. I was really banking that the surprise horse was going to be Vermeer. I don't collect Vermeer, and while I do think they did a great job with that run, it wasn't one that I was going to need to add to my personal collection. And so I, based on my educated guess that the surprise was going to be Vermeer, which I got lucky with, I've been wrong before, I only bought 1 all access ticket because I really only wanted these 2 special runs. So we have Aquavit and Midnight Soul. And I did pull the version of Aquavit that I wanted, which is the Belltail version. I really like the mule. I don't feel the need to go out of my way to get one of each tail variation though. That's a really minor change in my opinion. If it was a finish change, I might try to get the matte and the gloss, but I do really love the Belltail. I talked about it in my BreyerFest plans video, but I really wanted the Belltail version of her, and I did get it, so thank you, Breyer. It was a good pull. And then Midnight Soul is stunning in person, as was expected. His color is incredible, and his pinking is really beautiful. His markings are crisp. Big fan of what he's got going on. He's just beautiful. So these are my 2 special runs. Okay, now we are getting into the limited editions that I got from Breyer this year. First, I got my boy. This is Pixis. I grew abundantly obsessed with Pixis at BreyerFest, the real horse. The model's beautiful, but I was obsessing over the real horse. I think I watched his routine like 3 times. I met him a few times at the barns. We got his autographed postcards. Like he is such an incredible real horse. And they did such a good job with the model. He is so cute. Iticus, obviously, is quite cute. I think he's a really good warm blood sculpt, and we don't have a lot of diversity in our warm blood sculpts, I don't think. So I do like Iticus because he is just standing and he can kind of be doing like whatever you want to say that he's doing, and he can be a lot of different warm blood types because he's just standing. I won't go down that rabbit hole too deep, but anyways, lovely mold choice for the horse. Breyer did, and I think I'm not in the minority when I say that like the details on this run are insane for what it is. Like the mottling around the face, his eyes, his nose, the speckling on his chest, like even the details on his mane and tail like reflect the real horse, and like they just nailed it. Not that like they haven't nailed other things in the past, but this was just like they did so good on this run. It was so good, and I've heard a lot of people say that, so for that to be the public opinion is like really impressive. Good on you, Breyer. Like he is awesome. So I'm really happy to have one of him. Hey Breyer, we should gloss this. Don't know who said that. Okay, another limited edition, but not one that I bought while I was in Kentucky, obviously, is Ufta. Ufta was the online LE for BreyerFest this year, and I love this mold so much. I think it is beautiful, and I love this color. I love any kind of a roan Tobiano. I think is so pretty, but especially a blue roan Tobiano. I need a picture of him with my blue roan iris. I will be taking that picture at some point, I swear. He is stunning. he's perfect. Like, I have no notes on this one either. I think this was such a fun run, and I'm glad to have another like beautiful dynamic color on this mold because I love this mold. So no notes. He's adorable. His pinking is great. And again, they did this separate, they did a different color for his nose than they did with his feet. And I love that. It's so good. He's got stripes on his hooves. He has 2 different colored eyes. No, they're the same color. They're just both blue, which is really cool. They're tri-colored blue eyes, like everything about him. 10 out of 10. And I haven't heard very many complaints about this one either, so I think he is generally quite well liked. Okay, this guy's not a BreyerFest special run, but I did pick up a Mr. Shining Gun while I was at BreyerFest, which is a little bit out of character for me and this mold. Normally, I would wait to get this guy from my local retailer, but alas, life is busy, and I don't know, frankly, if I'm gonna have time to go try to time a shopping trip to my local retailer when this guy hits their shelves to get him. So I just bought him straight from Breyer, and I got to hand pick him, which again isn't something I normally do or normally care too much about. This was a purchase of convenience. He was there, and I was like, now I don't have to worry about getting him later. And so, no regrets. I love him. This is a really, 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 really nice mass-produced model. Again, some of these guys that have just tons of them made and they're all coming out really, really good is super impressive. His Appaloosa pattern is absolutely stunning, super detailed, matches the real horse. The shading throughout his body is excellent. It's so contrasty and rich and beautiful. He's got hoof stripes, he has mottling on his muzzle, he has... The only thing he's missing is he doesn't have tri-colored eyes, but my goodness, I cannot complain much about this horse. He is really, really beautiful. I do think that he would make a great performance horse. I don't know that I'm going to tack mine up because I really want to show him in breed, and he's super matte, so I would be a little worried about scuffing him up, but I think somebody should do it because I think he would look really, really cute in tack. So here is Mr. Shining Gun. All right, and if you've listened to me yap on in any of my past few videos, you've probably heard me say that I'm not collecting stablemates quite at the volume that I used to, meaning that I'm not acquiring as high of a number per year as I used to. And that is a good thing, frankly. They are a bit like potato chips, and I do love them. I've really obtained a lot of the stablemates that I want to obtain at this point in time, except for a few like uber rare stablemates. And so there's just no reason for me to buy ones that I don't really want to buy or that I already have. So I have been acquiring less of them as the years go on and on. But I will always buy some of the new stuff every year, and that includes the Best of BreyerFest set, especially the set from this year, which was Series 7. I buy the set every year, and I obviously keep the ones out of the set that I would like to keep, and then I end up donating the rest of them. This year, though, I only donated 1 because I liked 4 out of the 5, which is possibly the best track record I have with these sets. This set was amazing. It was really, really good last year too, but this set was more my personal cup of tea with, again, 4 out of 5 molds being molds that I collect, and the models having colors that I really, really like. Even the color on the one that I did donate was beautiful. He just wasn't a mold that I collect. These guys were based on 2008 prize models, and I really like them. I can't wait to show them. And they're beautiful, so here they are. We are now out of the SRs and the LEs. We are entering into what I have coined the rares, although we are starting on the less rare side of the rares. So, as you guys know, I, as many do, love the volunteer or ambassador run for this year. And once again, I was compelled by the impulse of convenience, of picking the two that I was missing up while I was in Kentucky and coming home knowing that I had secured a full set. I have the Palomino. I got him for volunteering at Breyer Midwest, and so I only needed the buckskin and the cream. The cream was the third variation that was revealed at BreyerFest, and I will honestly say I think he is my favorite. I think that the cream color is my favorite. They're all stunning in their own right, but I do think he is my favorite. I was able to purchase the buckskin from Tiffany Purdy, and then I actually, fun fact, went on a little road trip to get a hold of the champagne, or the cream. These were hot commodities at BreyerFest. They were going like hotcakes every time one was posted. And I only needed the champagne, and I really wanted to come home with one, and I did find one for a reasonable price, but I had to go drive to pick it up while I was in Kentucky. And I did that. I went on a little road trip. It was about an hour, and I was able to get the cream. So I do have a full set of these guys. I'm incredibly thankful and lucky that I was able to pull that off. It took the help of friends and my own work in getting the Palomino through volunteering at Breyer Midwest. But I do have a full set of this guy, and I'm very, very thankful for them. And I cannot wait to show these two, because my Palomino has already done great, so I'm like, let's go. Okay, so moving forward in our more limited rare section, we have the glossy buckskin Orin Mixer, who was the BreyerFest live sectional grand champion prize model. I got him from my lovely friend Katie, and I thank Katie millions and millions and millions of times over for this guy, because had it not been for her, I probably would not have come home with one. And I really wanted this guy. I collect the Orin Mixer Ideal series, like I mentioned earlier, and I really liked the buckskin regular run. I think it's a really pretty color, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this one's gonna be really nice and gloss. It doesn't have any like sparkly or metallic in it, which for me is like what I'm looking for. So I was really excited when I saw his photos, and like even more excited when I saw him in person at Kentucky. But I was like fully prepared to have to like wait, because I knew what my purchasing plans were going to be. But I thank Katie a million times over for him. He is perfect. His color is beautiful. I want to say he was a run of like 56 or something like that. And yeah, I'm really happy to have him. And I'm really excited to show him too. I think his color is so beautiful, and quarter horse is a hard class, but I feel like this guy could do some damage. He's really, really pretty. Okay, and next we have one that garners a little bit of further context and explanation. This is Glossy Flinka. As you saw, my diorama was a winner this year, so I was fortunate enough to have won this girl. She is a run of 48, and some of her run were used as diorama contest prize models. And that is how I got mine, was through winning the diorama contest. And she is stunning in gloss. Flinka's color is really beautiful anyways, but seeing it in gloss is just, it's a really, really pretty color. She is the reason why I decided to add a glossy Astrid and also the hot cocoa. I was developing a conga of this mold. I like her a lot for a lot of different reasons, but I hadn't really like sought out the ones I was missing. I was just kind of like collecting them for fun as the releases came out. When I found out that I won the diorama contest, it was, I think, about like a month before BreyerFest, and I was like, man, I would really like to have glossy copies of all of these Fjord ponies. I won a glossy Zorabelle in 2024. So I won the glossy Zorabelle and then won this girl in gloss, and I was like, man, I need a glossy Astrid. Like, I've got to make this happen. I've got to be able to have all 3 of these girls in gloss. And then the hot cocoa was, at that point, the only one I would have been missing. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm filling out the conga with all of the obtainable, non-one-of-a-kind runs on this mold, and I was able to do that. So she inspired me, winning her inspired me to purchase the other 2. So I came home with many more on this mold this year, and they all have to find homes. So I think some rearranging is going to be needed after this video is over. Okay, and next we have my final 2. These 2 are both pieces that I knew going into BreyerFest that I really wanted to come home with. Now, it obviously depended on how things played out, but my hope going into BreyerFest was that I would be able to come home with both of these pieces. And I have both of them. So I'm incredibly thankful for that. This is honestly like the BreyerFest haul of my dreams. I came home with every single horse I was hoping to come home with, which is incredible. I won the glossy Flinka. Like, it was a crazy year. I do not deny that. I don't expect every year to be quite like this, or every year's haul to be quite like this. In fact, next year's haul probably won't be, for a plethora of reasons, mostly the real horse, but regardless, I am very thankful for these 2 and thrilled that I was able to come home with them. Like I said, that was kind of like my hope and my goal as far as adding new horses this BreyerFest. So all of that said, the first one is quite small. This is Gravlax, who is the BCC runners-up prize model. Now, he is tiny. He's quite small. Obviously, he is a stablemate, and this guy was kind of an anomaly. The BCC prize models are always super, super limited. He's a run of 10. 11, I think, if you count the one from the silent auction, is what his COA says. So extremely, extremely limited, more limited than the overall prize models at the Open show, more limited than raffle models. They're just really, 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 really hard to get your hands on. And this year, especially with the stablemate being Albarozo, it was kind of a crazy year for BCC prize models. He is not my first BCC stablemate. It wasn't my first time going for one. But I will say I hope that he is the hardest to obtain BCC stablemate that I ever have in my collection. Something about Albarozo. The hobby just loves Albarozo, and he's a beautiful mold. It's a really well shaded color on him. He's very pretty, but something about Albarozo just does it, and he was just super, super popular, went for some crazy high prices, and had me kind of like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to add this horse or not? And situations worked out to where I did, and he's home, he's in the collection. But he was quite a hot commodity right after BreyerFest. So I'm just very grateful to have him. He was not as easy to acquire as my past 2 BCC stablemates have been, and he's well worth it. I'm thrilled to have him. I would have been remiss had I not given it my absolute hardest shot to come home with this guy. And here he is, and I love him. And And I'm excited to show him. I'm excited to put him on a show table. Obviously, I haven't done that yet, but he is here. I do own him, and he lives in this horse corner now. And yes, he's probably the crown jewel of my stablemates collection at this point. So I'm thrilled to have him. And last but not least, this guy comes as a surprise to no one because I have shared him a few times. But this is the glossy Manager's Model Salou Test Run in black. In the shaded black with belt and spotting Salou coat color. Salou was the 2025 ambassador model for Breyer, and he originally came in 3 matte colors, the same way that the Jorg did, and they glossed 2 of them, or they glossed all 3 colors. The Sulky Pata was glossed as the Manager's model, and the Fleabit in gray and the black were glossed as test models, and both of them now live here. I'm incredibly grateful for that. I don't take that for granted. They are my first 2 test models, my first 2 true test models, true one-of-a-kind test pieces. I decided at Breyer Midwest 2025, which was 2 Marches ago, that I was going to try to pull this off. When Salou was first revealed, and they had done several years of silent auctioning off the alternative color test models for the Manager's models, I decided if they were going to do that again, which is never guaranteed, but if they were going to do that again with Salou, that I wanted at first to just bring one of the 2 home. And after I bought Neverland in Kansas in January, I knew that I really, really, really wanted to go for this guy as well. And I have absolutely no regrets. He is stunning. His color is absolutely insane. It was just what I was hoping it would be. I feel, especially looking at my matte black copy, I feel that they picked one to gloss that had really, really good shading, very contrasty shading in his face and in his shoulder. I cannot stand, and I love Breyer, and this is not a slight to them, but I cannot stand just a flat black model. I can't stand a flat black model or a glossed version of a flat black model. It's just not for me. It's just too much. But this guy's not flat black, not by a long shot. He has some incredible shading. He's very much a shaded black, and the gloss just brings that out so intensely in his color. And he was everything I had hoped that he was going to be. I will just say that. And when I saw him on the table, I was like, that's what I'm shooting for. And that had been my plan, so again, that's why I really didn't shop outside of the stuff from my tickets and the limited edition store specials and whatnot. I really didn't shop until Sunday night, because he was my number 1 priority, was making sure I got him, and then everything else could come afterwards. But the silent auction isn't until Sunday at noon, so I had to make sure that he was in the bag before I did anything else. And he was, and I just am thrilled. I love him, and I'm thrilled to have the pair, and I can't wait to do stuff with them and take them to shows and take pictures of them and photo show them and put them on a table and do all of the things. I love them. So here they are. Here he is, and I am incredibly thankful to have him. that is all I have for you guys today. This has been my BreyerFest 2026 haul. I, again, am incredibly grateful for all of this. This is a crazy haul. I am happy to acknowledge that. It is crazy due to many different factors: generous friends, winning contests, winning an auction, all of the things. So I appreciate everyone that made things possible, transactions happened, sold me horses, so on and so forth. This was a fabulous BreyerFest. I know I've said it before, but this was like my favorite theme of all time, clearly. And probably my favorite haul of all time. Truly, like, I fear I may have peaked. I don't know how I could quite top this. But we're trying new things every year. We're doing new things. We're experiencing new things. I already have plans for 2027 of things I want to do and try and show and all of the things. So every year, BreyerFest is a different experience. And every year, I feel like I say the same thing. Oh, this one was my favorite. This one was the best. Like, it'll never be topped. And because the experiences are so different, I think that I continue to say that year after year, because I just am always excited to learn and do new things and to experience everything with you guys and my friends. And every experience is the best experience, because it's, you know, it's how you feel like in those moments and while you're there. And so I don't think I'll ever not say that. But all of that to say, I'm incredibly thankful for this haul, especially these two pieces, but truly like every piece that I was able to add this year. I'm excited to try new performance stuff. And yeah, I came home from BreyerFest feeling like so inspired to continue learning, doing, creating, all the things. So happy BreyerFest for the last time, and thank you for watching my haul, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I want you to say. Also, Spindrift, sponsor me and my like 22 followers. Hi. Beep, beep, beep. And yeah, so what? And she is wearing, hi Cookie! Don't knock over the horses, please. Oh. Dude, I would have cried and quit and gone to bed. Oh my. What can I help you with? Sir. Okay, so Cookie is with us now. Oh! Why? Don't do that, please. Stop. He's trying to eat the flowers. Stop it! Cookie. So, Flinka is... I do have breeds in mind for them already. Hi! You absolute psycho. I took a very long break and now it's late and I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Hi, Cookie. Cookie is right immediately back with us, though. Yes. I don't even know what I'm saying. I know!